Hi, everyone. It's me, Tarek Bliss BB. Welcome to our next live monthly healing, infinity healing circle. So today we're going to do something really special. I'm very excited for the call. The focus and the theme of today's call is going to be healing for empaths. So there's a lot of commonalities that we experience as people who are more sensitive, more empathic, and did a lot of research based on my own experiences with my clients, and just general research, put it all together, the challenges we go through and the solutions, and we're going to integrate it into today's call. So I'm very excited for this call because I feel at the very core this directly speaks to us and our core issues. So as always, let's get into it by taking a minute to go within ourselves, focus on our breathing, go within, and take some conscious deep belly breaths. Take 3 conscious deep belly breaths at your own pace. Good. And take a minute now to set your intention for what you would like to integrate into today's call, and we'll take it from there. Okay, wonderful. So let's get started. I invite you to get cozy, to get comfortable. I invite you to close your eyes, to go within. I invite you to have your arms open and receptive and to have your legs uncrossed, so you're allowing the energy to flow through you. Good. And let's connect to the light. So visualize the light above your head. Now, some of you prefer the word source or God or universe or creator or divine spirit. Whatever word you resonate with, use that word or substitute it, but I'm just going to use the word source. So before we get started, we're activating a psychic protection shield around you, a white energy bubble around you, and a separate one around me. And if we are to exchange energies during this healing, during this call, it would only be of a loving nature. Anything less than love will just be sent down to the ground for transmutation. So starting now, the way this works is every time you say yes, you're allowing Source with its infinite intelligence, healing, and power, and awareness and consciousness to connect to you and to do infinite things for you so that you can be your infinite self. The whole thing gets activated by you saying yes. So starting now, do you surrender this whole entire session to Source? If so, just say yes. Good. And if there's anything stopping you from being able to receive the maximum during today's session, would you like an infinity healing to clear that? Good. So we're opening up the receptivity. All right. And if there's anything stopping you from being able to release the maximum during today's call, would you like a healing to release that? Clear everything in the way of you being able to release all that no longer serves your highest good with ease, with grace, showing the mind that it's safe, showing your mind who you are without it, and replacing it with what is for your highest good. So every time you say yes, not only are you doing the healing for yourself, but it's going into your kids, grandkids, if you have any, parents, ancestors, past lives. It actually goes out and blesses the whole oneness. So literally every being in the universe, in the infinite, in all space, all time, all dimension. Because we're all connected. Okay. So if there's any part of you that is resisting, sabotaging, interfering with, getting in the way of, even afraid of all the things that can happen from this healing, would you like an infinity healing to set that part of you aside if it tries to interfere? Not just to set it aside now, but to set it aside throughout the session and even after the session. Would you like that? Okay, and not just to set it aside, but to show it from the highest perspective what's actually going on. Would you like that? Okay, good. So let's connect to the light. Visualize the light above your head, pouring down like a waterfall to the top of your head. Let it pour down into your brain, your third eye. Let it pour down into your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth. Let it pour down into your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your fingers. Let it pour down into your upper back, down the spine, to your lower back, feeling loved and supported, grounded and taken care of. Let this energy go down into your heart space, receiving, feeling worthy, deserving, good enough. Let this energy pour down into your power chakra, feeling empowered, taking your power back, loving your power, embracing it, using it. Clearing any victim consciousness, clearing anywhere where we feel backstabbed, betrayed by others. Showing us who we are without being a victim, without blame. Clearing that karma of being betrayed. Okay, let this energy go down into your belly area, transmuting all less than love energies there. Mastering our relationships, creativity, sexuality, and our emotional well-being. Letting this energy now go down into your hips, into your thighs, into your knees, into your ankles, into your feet. Let it go down into the core of Mother Earth, absorbing the energy from above, from below, into your heart, into your body. And let the infinite love inside of your heart pour out. So that all three energies spread into every cell, organ, chakra, molecule,
Let it spread into your blood, plasma, DNA, RNA, inner child, parents, ancestors, past lives, Akashic records, physical body, spiritual body, emotional body, all bodies. Let it spread into your auric field. Let it spread into your energy field. Let it spread into your room, your home, transmuting any and all less than love energies, any portals, anything less than love, turning the whole place into something sacred, holy, shielded, protected if needed, and letting this energy spread into your city, your country, your planet, our universe, our infinite, and beyond. And staying in this visual with the waterfall pouring down on you, which will continue to raise your vibration higher and higher, you can visualize yourself surrounded by dolphins, sending you their sound healing vibration, but also bringing in that playful energy into the mix. And you can see your guides, your angels also around you, higher dimensional beings. You can see Jesus, Buddha, or anyone else you resonate with. We can connect to the sacred geometry patterns. We can connect to the sacred sites on our planet. We can connect to the sacred animals, plants, crystals. We can connect to higher dimension, the planet, the sun, the stars, the moon. And we can connect to Source. So starting now, do you give permission to all these energies and all these beings to do all that they know to do that is for your highest good in accordance with your higher self starting now? Take a deep belly breath and release. And be present with this for 30 seconds. Okay? And your higher self knows you better than you know yourself. It knows exactly what's going on with you. It knows exactly what to do about it. Do you give permission to your higher self to choose what to work on during today's session and to do an infinity healing for each item on that list starting now? Okay, good. And so we're going to start this off with an actual empathic cloak like an empath shield, download, activation, transmission, attunement. All right? So this is really needed for all empaths, and even if you don't know what that is or don't consider yourself one, it's still going to be helpful. So I'm going to go quiet for a minute, and you're just going to receive this. You're just going to feel it. Just allow it to do what it needs to do. And I'm not going to be talking, but there's definitely something very powerful that we will feel. It's going to feel like a light bubble around you that only allows that which is for your highest good to come through. Anything that's not for your highest good just doesn't go through. Like a white bubble around your field. So starting now, just be present with this for the next minute. Starting now. Okay, good. All right, take a deep belly breath. Wonderful. Okay, so let's continue. Would you like an infinity healing to be able to balance your receiving and your giving? A lot of us like to give more than receiving. We feel more comfortable as a giver, nurturer, etc., and we tend to forget to receive. Would you like an infinity healing to balance that out? If so, just say yes. So if at one point in time someone broke into the door of your home, broke in and left, and if you don't fix that door, then anyone who comes by is able to come into that door. Everyone's able to come in and out, and you're going to react to them like, hey, why are this is kind of invasive. Why are you entering my home? Well, a lot of us empaths have a similar feeling. Our energies are home, but we don't have strong boundaries, and that feels like the other people are being invasive. And we might react to them negatively as if they've done something bad to us, but honestly, all they're doing is they see an open door and they go in. So it's our responsibility to have that boundary with them. So would you like an infinity healing to master the art of having strong, healthy boundaries with everyone at the perfect times, in the perfect way, in the perfect manner? So just say yes. And to heal any broken doors we might have that are letting people in, and instead for them to knock and ask for permission from now on moving forward. If you like that, say yes. Okay, another common factor for a lot of us, a commonality, is we're not in our bodies. A lot of times when we're listening to others, talking with others, we start to just go somewhere else. It's like, where did you go? We leave our bodies and we just go into some other realm. So Would you like an infinity healing to always feel your present, be mindful, be in your body, be in your heart space, be present? If you like that, say yes. And the reason we do that is because we're feeling so much, right? If you're feeling so much, you want to escape that. It's overwhelming, so you try to go somewhere else. And usually when you're talking to someone else, and let's say they had a 10-minute conversation, but they have really intense energies, that 10-minute conversation is going to feel like so much. So it's very normal for us to kind of go somewhere because it's overwhelming, and it just, it's really intense, so we're not able to be present. And the only way for us to survive this conversation is to go somewhere so that we can go, go through this conversation. So if you'd like to balance that, to be in your body, to have that boundary, to have that exchange of energy, to let people know when you're good to receive, when you're overwhelmed, whatever the case may be, just to react to each conversation, each person in a way that's honoring of self, in a way that's inspired and guided by your own intuition. If you like that, say yes. And a solution to that is practicing mindfulness, going for walks, doing yoga, anything that gets you out of the head and into your body. Another commonality for a lot of empaths is we absorb other people's stuff. We're like sponges. So emotions, sometimes we just take it on, we absorb it. And then we wonder why we shut down, and other people wonder why we're shutting down and why we're not able to just continue. So would you like an infinity healing to not take on other people's stuff, and anything we've already taken on, to transmute that, send it down into the ground, release it permanently, no matter where it came from? If you like that, say yes. Okay. So if we have a kind of alarm detector in our energy, when we're around others, they could have entities around them. They could have, their childhood traumatic experience that they've never dealt with around their field. They could have a lot of guilt, a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, a lot of blame. And just being around them, we start to feel as if these people are feeling like that towards us. I don't know how many times this happens. It's like, the common thing I end up saying is, why doesn't this person like me? And the truth is, every single time I question it, for the most part, those people love being around empaths and myself. And I misinterpret picking up too much on their core issues, thinking they're directing that energy at me. It's got nothing to do with me. It's not even personal. So would you like an infinity healing to master the art of not taking any of that personal, and to just know that you are feeling their core stuff, and what you feel from them has nothing to do with who they are. And it's got nothing to do with them directing that at you. If you'd like to see that from the highest perspective, just say yes. And to only help out when it feels divinely inspired. Just because you feel everyone's stuff doesn't mean you need to tell them what it is, and doesn't mean you need to help them resolve it. So to only do that when it feels divinely guided and inspired. If you like that, say yes. So what tends to happen for us is we get into this nervous system overload. Reached maximum capacity, we're in alarm mode, we're not feeling safe, warning, warning, warning. So it kind of gets into that state, and then we're not able to function anymore. So that's when we leave the venue, we go, we get fresh air, we hug a tree, we ground ourselves, or we just go and we're not able to go back because it's just too much. There's a way to, I definitely found a way, because last weekend I was at a very intense, crowded, tight place kind of party, and I was super shielded because I was able to stay there. The universe, through many synchronicities, brought me there. I didn't choose to go there. I didn't know what it was going to be like. And it was such a challenge. I really was out of my comfort because it wasn't just spiritual people getting together. There was a lot of those, but then there was a lot of just regular people, younger people, a lot of people drinking alcohol, and so it was the ultimate test for me. And I held my ground, and I stayed in my light, and I stayed in my body, didn't take on other people's stuff, let it bounce off, and it was a great test to know that we can do that. So would you like an infinity healing to have your nervous system just be calm, not take on other people's stuff, not get into that fight or flight, not get into that overdrive or alarm mode? If you like that, say yes. Okay. And tell me if you can relate to this. In relationships especially, or friendships, we desire deep intimacy as empaths. Like think of a cat that just wants to be cuddled with, wants to be played. Like they desire intimacy, but if your energy is all over the place, the cat desires for you to play with it and show it affection and love. But if your energy is intense, and you start putting your hands on the cat and it's intense negative energy, the cat's going to go away. It's going to say, you know what? Whoa, I'm overwhelmed. That was really intense. Can't play with you right now. So it's such a tricky thing because we want it, and when it happens, either it's overwhelming or it has to be with someone whose energy is really intact. So it's kind of tricky. So it's like really deep intimacy, and then, hey, I need 5 days just to regroup. Or, I need to disconnect from you for the next 5 days, and then they start wondering what's going on, why does this person have a wall? And then we get back, and then it's deep intimacy, and then it's another 5 days of a big wall to regroup, to find out ourselves. Because for an empath, there's no like, this is me, this is you. It's like we are one. So we need to regroup to find out who we are. Otherwise, we lose ourselves in our connections and friendships. So would you like an infinity healing to master the art of sustaining your intimacy? So it's sustainable, and it's healthy, and it works out for both. If you like that, say yes. Okay. Again, not being in our bodies, the solution would be to be aware of our bodies. Ooh, I'm feeling this. This is definitely not mine. I didn't have it 2 seconds ago. This person must be holding a lot of stuff in this part of their body, and I'm just feeling what their bodies are. Okay, good to know. Now I'm going to pull back. This is not mine. This could feel really intense. I'm sweating a lot right now. I know this is going to come to pass because I'm not going to hold on to this. I'm not afraid of it. I'm not judging it. I'm not trying to heal it. I'm just being very neutral and observant. If you'd like an infinity healing for that, just say yes. Being aware of the body, being aware of your thoughts. Good. So one of the greatest tips for empaths is to take regular breaks. When you take regular breaks, okay, let's sit down now, let's go for a walk now, let's go to nature now, let's have a healthy snack, let's take some deep breathing, do some meditations, constantly, continuously, throughout everything. Like even when I had a friend over the other day, in the morning, I had to just take that morning time for myself. And even when we hung out, we were walking around in the mountain, even at that point, the tendency is to always be with that person, but guess what? I'm going to go jump into the water, and that's my time for myself. So even when you're with others, and tell me if you can't relate to this, you're still the person who leaves the tribe, leaves the family, leaves the friendship, the circle, goes kind of regroups, go for some fresh air, reconnect to source, get some clarity about what's going on, regroup your energy, and then you come back. And then you go, and then you come back. So it's actually really healthy, and it's very normal. If you like that, to be able to master that art, just say yes. Even at work, when I'm working from home, it's like, okay, I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm aware of it. Instead of going like, no, I'm going to keep going, keep doing it. I could do this, I could do this. It's like, okay, 5 minutes, lying down, doing nothing. And then you come out of it, and you feel like you slept for 6 hours. So constant, regular breaks. and it's sustaining you and actually helps you get deeper ideas and insights and downloads and stuff like that. Okay. So a lot of us get anxious. Anxiety is a big deal for us, and a lot of us are like, you know what, I have this thing here, I've always had it, this pain in my back, stuff in the shoulders, stuff in my heart. It's manifested into all kinds of bodily diseases. Guess what? Is that even yours? So let's get into the habit of asking, is this mine? No, it's not mine. I'll send it down to the ground. Why am I holding on to it? So a lot of the stuff, especially as kids when we were growing up, we took on mom's stuff, dad's stuff, the city stuff, the collective stuff, all sorts of things. So would you like to release anything that's not yours and replace it with love? If so, just say yes. Okay, take a deep belly breath and be present with this for 30 seconds. So now we're going to take a break. 30-second break. Yeah, let's practice what we're preaching. So we're tuning into our bodies. What am I feeling? Without trying to change it, just really, okay, there's a lot of heaviness in the heart space, or there's a lot of tightness in the belly. I'm feeling a lot of hot energies. I'm sweating a lot. Just observing it. Okay, this too shall pass. This is not going to last forever. I'm not afraid of it. All right, good. Awesome. So continue visualizing yourself under the waterfall, because it's going to continue to raise your vibration, and it's going to continue to flush out anything that needs to be released. So for empaths, one of the most important things for us is to be part of a community and to be part of the tribe. But unfortunately, a lot of us don't feel like we can connect and relate to others. And when we do, it's just really intense and not even fun. And we just shut down, and we don't feel like we're seen, or we can't get others. It's a mismatch. It's not an alignment. But once you do find that community and you do find that tribe, it's so fulfilling. So would you like an infinity healing to manifest your ultimate soul tribe and to clear everything interfering with you being able to desire that tribe, manifest that tribe, to know how to function in that tribe, etc.? If you like that, say yes. So clearing any beliefs that say this is not possible, I'm not going to find this tribe, too old, or no one gets me, and I'm just used to being alone. A lot of us have the lone wolf syndrome. So if you'd like to release that, just say yes. Show the mind that it's safe to manifest our tribe, believe that it's possible, and attract it into our realities now. Okay? And a lot of us have this feeling of not belonging. I was working with one of my clients today, and it's like a double trauma. Double trauma in the sense that first trauma is we're so far away from our planet, from our home planet. That's the first trauma. Second trauma is we went from being in this vast, higher state of being infinite, like kind of being like an infinite, vast ocean, and we just got stuck in this little tiny body, this little space suit, So it feels very constrictive, very dense, and we're feeling too much, and we're picking up stuff, and we had trauma growing up, and God help us. How did we survive this? So double trauma. So would you like to heal the trauma of leaving, not being in your home planet, not being part of your soul family, not feeling like you belong? If you like that, to clear that, just say yes. So you can make this, a wonderful experience where you make this your home. You bring a part of your heaven on earth. So you're creating what is heavenly for you, and you're manifesting it here on earth. if that means surrounding your room and home with crystals, if that means putting sacred colors and geometry, if that means certain sounds, scents, incense, aromatherapy, healing music instruments, sounds, like you turn it into whatever home is for you. Okay, good. So healing, so the disconnection from source, feeling disconnected from source, leaving oneness, healing that trauma. If you like that, say yes. And healing, being in this 3D earthbound body with the ego and the mind and everything else that comes with this. If you'd like to heal from that, also just say yes. Take a deep belly breath and be present with this for 30 seconds. And release. Deep breath. Good. Okay. Another powerful, empowering solution is to know yourself. When you know yourself, you're not afraid. You know yourself, you know that stuff you're feeling, it's not yours. When you know yourself, you know where you've come from, you know who you really are. It just really helps an empath to know who they are, know what it is to be an empath, know what is needed for you. One of the biggest problems is we think something's wrong with us, we're weird. Well, when you know yourself, you're like, wow, I know what to do in this moment. I need to sleep right now. I need to go for a walk right now. I need to take deep breaths right now. Oh, my body's craving this kind of food right now. I've spent too much time with others. I will retreat right now. To know yourself. So would you like an infinity healing? To know yourself and know exactly what you need in every moment, and to honor that, respect that, and take fast, inspired action to cater to that. If you like that, say yes. And clearing any and all of this, like I hear people sometimes saying, oh, something's wrong with me, I have this, I have that. So not buying into any stigma, not buying into any labels, not trying to change who you are because this is what people say, that this is what you are, ADD or anything else. Would you like an infinity healing to clear anything that makes us feel like something's wrong with us? And instead see us as the divine gift that we are, and how to best use that divine gift in a way that keeps us functioning, in a way that's functioning and sustainable in this 3D reality. If you like that, say yes. So a lot of the greats, they could have easily been labeled something's wrong with them. Leonardo da Vinci, something was wrong with him. Einstein, something was wrong with him. Like, what's wrong with these people? They can't focus. They're dropping out of school. But then they're creative geniuses when they're focusing on what they're here to do. So to see it from the highest perspective. On some levels we can't do like basic day-to-day stuff, accounting or, left brain just structuring and managing stuff, but then put us in a situation where you have to wing a presentation or, do some healing for a group or a person, and that comes second nature to you. So, knowing thyself, okay. Good. So some of the solutions, and we're going to manifest these into our realities, and we're going to commit to doing them. So would you like an infinity healing to have exercise be part of your daily schedule, to integrate exercising as much as is needed to keep you at your best self? If you like that, say yes. Exercising could be dancing, could be climbing a tree, could be going for a walk, a jog, riding your bicycle, could be swimming, could be yoga, right? Going to the gym, anything. Mountain climbing, anything could be a workout. Salsa dancing. exercise, just movement. Movement is so good for us. Otherwise, we just become kind of stagnant and heavy and dense. But when we're moving around, we just let that energy flow through us, and we become so high vibration, which is our natural state. Okay. Would you like an infinity healing to be in your gratitude? When you're constantly in your gratitude, you're in your heart, you're giving thanks, you're in a higher vibration, you're appreciating, you're taking a moment to smell the roses, you're enjoying the journey. If you'd like an infinity healing for that, just say yes. Another good thing is and you'd be surprised, I forgot to breathe. Tariq, remember to breathe. And sometimes we catch other people just oh my God, and this happened, and this happened. And it's stop, pause, take a deep breath, and release. Right? So we can do it for others, and then we need to also, good for us to do it for ourselves, to remember to breathe. Sometimes when I go to the dentist and they're working on my teeth, they're it's been 30 seconds, you haven't, can you take a deep breath? Can you breathe? If something's going on, it's just we hold it, and it's too intense, and we forget to breathe. When I first started doing yoga, it taught me a lot. It taught me how to release, how to not hold on to things. But part of me would hold on to those postures and just not even breathe. Or when I'm working out, it's hey, you can breathe now. So it really got me into my body, and it got me into remembering to breathe. All right. So another great tip is smudging. So whether you want to use sage, lemon, what is it called? There's something else. It's looks like braided hair. I'm forgetting the name now. It's used in a lot of Aboriginal cultures. I want to say lemongrass, but it's not lemongrass. Or maybe it is. And then the other thing is Palo Santo. So it's more of bark of a tree cut into smaller pieces, and you just light up the piece of the bark, and it just turns into smoke, and you use that for smudging. Some people use incense. You can also get these aromatherapy essential oils, and there's a lot of things that you can either get those candles, you get a candle, you light up the candle, and it goes into this little thing where you put in the oil, you put a few drops of oil, mix it in with water, looks like a bowl, and underneath it there's something carrying the bowl a little higher from where the candle is lit. So you put the candle underneath it, and it just it turns into vapor, and it just kind of spreads the essence of the oil in smoke form into the atmosphere, and you breathe it in. So you can make sure you have good essential oils. There's even diffusers now. They just turn it into kind of vapor, vaporize the water and the oil, and you can have different essential oils. You can research what's good. I personally like anything with citrusy stuff, orange, lemon, lemongrass. I love lavender, is very calming. I love mint, is very calming. Yeah, you can research the ones that are good for you. Eucalyptus, for me, just keeps my breathing nice and open, right? So that you can surround your your home environment with that, and then that would really help. So another thing is to have crystals on you. So rose quartz is really good for self-love and receiving. Tiger's eye is really good for protection and abundance. Black snowflake obsidian, black obsidian or snowflake obsidian is really good for shielding and protection from negative energies and psychic abilities and stuff like that. So each crystal has a benefit, and you're welcome to research what that is. I highly recommend shungite is also really good for protection, but there's a technology called organite, and you can either have an organite pyramid in your home, you can take it to work, you can wear an organite pendant around your neck, very powerful, protects you from a lot of electromagnetic frequencies from the cell towers and anything that's electronic pretty much. Okay, and taking time out in nature, like literally on my calendar every single day. I'd like to go for a bike ride, go for a walk, go to the park, hug a tree, lie down under a tree. So as much as you can to go out and to walk. Also to have a play date in nature. I try to do that once a week. I'm in nature, surrounded by nature. I feel recharged, rejuvenated, reconnected, realigned. A lot of things happen when I'm in nature. And it's time for yourself, right? A lot of empaths don't get that time for themselves, so they just shut down, overeat, try to numb themselves, watching too much TV or whatever, anything to get them out of their body. But if you allow yourselves to think of the sponge so it absorbs all the water, and then going to nature is a way of squeezing out that stuff so it's not in your system anymore. Remembering to breathe, being in your heart, out of your mind, anything you can do that gets you out of the heart into your mind. We talked about using oils. So some you can put on your wrist, some you can actually put under your nose. What I like to do, which a good friend of mine gave me the tip, is I always walk around. I have the sage with me, a lighter. I have a little diffuser, like the things you use to spray plants and stuff, really small one, and I put in it some of my favorite essential oils. I'll put a tablespoon of Epsom salt, which is really grounding. You can throw that into your bath, but I also shake it, and it dissolves the Epsom salt into the water, and then when I spray the Epsom salt, it literally cleanses my aura. And sometimes even among spiritual communities, I bring it out like every hour. I'll do some of the oil, some of the smudging, some of the saging, so some of the spraying of the water. Like it just we feel so much, and it just feels so good to have that instead of feeling like I need to go back home and have a shower or jump into the water. Just maintaining that helps me sustain myself. Okay? Another thing is we take things so personally, and it's never personal. You remember the book 4 Agreements? Paulo Coelho, I think, is the author, and one of the agreements is not to take anything personal, and it applies so much to an empath because a lot of times, if someone's freaking out and panicking and then they talk to you, you think they're trying to direct that at you, but that's just what they're going through. We're feeling what other people are going through, but we feel sometimes that they're directing that at us, and it's like, hey, it's not fair. I just wanted to talk, and now I'm feeling all this stuff, and we don't need to go there. It's not personal. It's just what people are going through. Even when it feels personal, even when they think they're directing it at us, it's still not personal. So being forgiving is the ultimate way of moving through life, not letting things linger and become stagnant. If you'd like an infinity healing, to always have forgiveness as your default. If you like that, say yes. The other day I was going to hang out with some friends. It was a good. I worked really hard during the day. I'm going out to just take it easy, recharge, have fun, reconnect. And I got a call, and I picked it up, and easily I could have taken that personally, but instantly I went back into, I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive myself, I forgive myself, I forgive you, because not to let anything get you down. So like this is not my thing to deal with. I'm moving on from it. I'm not going to let another second go by with this lingering in my field because I honor myself. I love myself so much. I'm not going to let that get the better of me. And grounding, so feeling your feet touching the ground, walking around barefoot under the grass really helps as well. So the last thing we're going to do is, would you like an infinity healing to have your default in your heart when it's best? If you like that, say yes. And to be easily forgiving when it's best, if you like that, say yes. And to be fluid. See, when you're fluid, you flow through things. Things flow through you. So if you're fluid and you're flowing and there's a big rock in front of you, you're not going to clash with that rock. You're not another rock. And if two rocks clash, they're going to bump heads, they're going to break, they're going to smash. But if you're fluid, you reach that rock and you just literally go around it. Or same thing with you. If you're being fluid and that thing's coming directed to you, it's just going to flow around you, right? You're being fluid. You're not holding on to things. You're letting it flow through you. But a lot of times now, moving forward, you're not even going to let it come into your field because you have the protection. You're just going to be you're going to embody being fluid, being water-like, being fluid. If you like an infinity healing for that, just say yes. Take a deep belly breath. Take a big stretch. Good. All right. So let's ask Source to deepen these healings, to take them to their infinite next level, to share them with our inner child, children if we have any, grandchildren, parents, ancestors, past lives, all space, time, and dimension, and also to set these healings on autopilot so they continue with ease and with grace, and asking Source to integrate into this healing more than what we know to even ask for, so that this or something greater will happen. Connect to Source and say thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. So whenever you're ready, open up your eyes, take a deep breath, take a big stretch, bringing all your energy into the present moment, into your body. All right, opening up your eyes. All right, and just tune into yourself right now. Tune into your body. What feels different now? How do you feel compared to before we started? How does your energy feel? Peace of mind. And if you imagine you're around a lot of people in those scenarios in the past where you'd shut down, put yourself in that situation, visualize it. How do you react differently? How do you look differently? How do you feel differently in that situation? Good. Congratulations. All right, so drink lots of water today. Observe what starts to happen in the next few days, weeks, and months ahead. You're welcome to send me an email with your breakthroughs. Love to hear your feedback. And, you're welcome to listen to this a second time if you feel the need to, a third time if you feel the need to. But everything's been set on autopilot. And you're welcome to re-listen to the audio, especially the second half, so you can write down those tips about what you can do. You can have it on a sheet of paper. You can put it on your wallet, so you always know these are the tools in my tool belt specifically for empathy. So thank you so much for being part of this, co-creating this call with me. I really enjoyed this, and I feel it's a really important audio to create, to receive, to heal, to integrate, and I'm really excited to hear about all your breakthroughs. Much love from the bottom of my heart to you. Thank you, and I'll be with you next time. Bye for now.
The moderator has left the conference.